Hello, everybody. Welcome to Married Lifers.
Married Lifers, welcome.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the holidays. Since we're in the holiday season, the ups and the downs for both sides. So, how do your holidays make you feel, babe?
Uh, for me, I don't really feel any type of way. For me, it's just another day. Um, it's a sucky day, only in the sense where there's no mail. So that's part of our day, our routine day that a lot of guys look forward to. So it sucks because no mail's passed out. So that's the sucky part about a holiday. But other than that, um, it, it depends, I guess, what the actual holiday is. Um, like, for example, so like Thanksgiving is cool in some places. Um, in Illinois, it was decent. Arizona, it was decent. New Mexico, it was decent. Colorado, it's not really like that much. Just in other joints, they serve real turkey where you had real turkey, pumpkin pie. You had like this big ass meal. Colorado, you just kind of just get some processed turkey that we get on the regular menu. Nothing spectacular, nothing that's out of the ordinary. So don't really look forward to that here. Just make your own meals. But outside of the meal, that's it. You know what I mean? They're just another day for us, basically. Unless let me see, was it 4th of July? Like 4th of July, we'll get like a cheeseburger and a hot dog and corn and potato salad and stuff like that. So if there's like a special meal that they're gonna actually serve us, that's like the only thing that we look forward to, really. Unless
Okay.
you're lucky to get a visit or something, you know what I mean?
And are you lucky for that?
What?
Do you get lucky in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you, if I'm lucky for it, if it falls on that day or something that we're allowed to do. Because you remember, what was it, Lyman? Or somewhere wasn't doing like visits on holidays or something? The video visits, I think. What was it? Video visits?
No, because I've been there. Either if it lands on a weekday, I do the video visits with you. If it's on the weekend, I go see you on that day.
Yeah, it's probably Illinois that did where you can't have video visits on a holiday or some shit like that. I don't know, but if you're fortunate to get it, that's cool. But if not, then it's just another day for you, basically.
Yeah, because for the last couple of years, I've been going to see you on every holiday, and if it lands on a weekday, then I go. Then I do the video visits.
Yeah, we've been lucky though. We've been lucky to catch them days like that. But sometimes they don't fall on them days. You know what I mean?
Hey, Rogelio and Petunia. Rogelio said hi. Gee, Hound.
What's up, honey? Tell Ava Bella I said hi, little fatty.
And then Petunia said hi.
I think, I want to say happy birthday to my granddaughter Mariah.
Yeah, she turned one today. So I was watching another channel, and they were talking about the holidays, ups and downs, babe. So like when I go visit you for holidays, like on a holiday, like say for Father's Day, right? When I went to go visit you and then I left, do you have like the holiday blues like after I leave, or do you just go back to just your everyday?
For me, I try to go back to the everyday. I try not to let it affect me. You know what I mean? I mean, it sucks to leave in that moment, but it again, it's like any other day. We have to go back to functioning the way we do in here, you can't let it throw you off your square too much. You know what I mean? But for me, it's been fortunate these last couple years in the holidays that we've been able to share our business and stuff together that we didn't get to have when I was in other places and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But so everything becomes robotic and routine for me. So I just try to go with the flow. Don't get me wrong, I get excited. It's pretty cool, but it just it's the joint for us. So it's another day that you're in here, or another day that you're away from everybody.
So Rogelio said she's right here too, so she could hear you, babe.
Hi, Bob.
Okay. So I wondered about that because for me, like I go see you and I'm happy that I got to spend the day with you on the holiday, and I'm still on my like holiday visit high when I leave. So I like don't think about how you feel going back. You know what I mean? After that visit's over.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's things that I wish I could have did. Like spent them with my kids for the first time. Seeing things that I never got to do. Like, for example, at Christmas, watch my kids open up presents or my grandkids and stuff like that. That that I missed all these years in the joint. But I try to block out a lot of those type of things dealing with them. You know what I mean? Because it's I did 18 consecutive years in the lockdown and solitary confinement in the Supermax, and there's no contact. So dealing with that, I just try to go with the flow and not really dwell on them kind of things a little bit. But it's cool. It's nice now, where the grass is a little bit greener and you get to share some of them precious moments together. So I'm enjoying it while I can.
I'm gonna go let Tuco out. My nephew Alex said, "What's up, y'all?" And Rogelio said hi to Rachel. I'm gonna go run and let Tuco out real quick, babe. Do you want to talk about like how it feels going from all those years of not being able to spend holidays with us, and now how it makes you feel that you get to spend the holidays with us?
All right. Like I said, for me, it's I know she gets upset because I don't she feels like I don't express my feelings, but it's not about not expressing your feelings. It's when you're locked down and deprived of these things and you don't have them things, you try not to miss those things. Like for me, I try to condition myself mentally and emotionally in a manner where the system can't hurt me with certain things. Like they can't dangle a carrot in my face and then take it away from me. And you know what I mean? Like it does a lot of other people. So I understand that visits, phone calls, those are all privileges. Those are rights that we're allowed to have. So I try not to dwell on it, something that I'm going to be able to have and get at any time, because they could take it away at any time. So I never try to think about those kind of things. Don't get me wrong; those are sweet little luxuries that you wish you had, and hope that you could have and enjoy with your family and stuff. But it's just not something that is. You know what I mean? But now they're getting moved and being in a place to where I'm now able to have it. I do enjoy it. I try to live in the moment and enjoy it for as long as I can until I can. But I just, it's different now because I'm getting more contact than I did being slammed down in the Supermax all them years. So it's an adjustment. Even though I've been out since 2017, it's still an adjustment. It's still, sometimes it doesn't seem like it's real. But then other times it's just like you know, like I said, I'm in the moment of it. So it's just like, when it's happening, I'm caught up in the moment of it. So it feels pretty good because I had a lot of firsts. I got to spend with my wife and my daughter. So that feels pretty good. And hopefully I'll get more like that. But I like to take them day by day, each thing at a time and not get ahead of myself sometimes. So.
Okay. I just wondered what that felt like for you, just because you went all those years without the visit or without a lot, you know what I mean? Especially the visits, how I go see you every weekend, how that changed for you, and then the holidays. So like now, I get to spend holidays with you and you've never had that before or in the last 18 so years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how that felt for you. Because I know that for you, you could put things in compartments, you know what I mean? And put them away and not deal with them. But a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Do you see a lot of like a rise in like suicides and stuff during the holidays in there?
What? Suicide during the holidays?
Yeah. Like, do you see it?
There was one Thanksgiving that I seen in Illinois where guys were acting out, where they was started flooding and just tripping out, like and I don't know if that was just that type of individual himself or what, but I seen the individuals acting out a little bit, but I wouldn't say I seen like suicides particularly during the holidays as opposed to more than other days. Depending where I was at, it was a different caliber of individual that you were around. In Illinois, it was like a free for all, like who they put around you. So I dealt with a little bit of being able to see some mental health individuals around us than I would have when I was in Arizona or New Mexico.
You have 1 minute left.
But I didn't notice that on the holiday in itself. But I do know some people get, in their feelings. So there are other guys that get in their feelings. But like I said, I try not to do that. I try to keep the outside and the inside like separate in the way that I express myself and show what I'm feeling and stuff like that.
I kind of felt like you were like during Christmas last year, you were kind of pushing me away. Like you stopped calling so much. You stopped wanting things during like a 2-week span around Christmas. Do you feel like you noticed that?
No.
Because I brought that up too. We fought about it. Because you're like, you're tripping. But I was like, dude, like your attitude and everything's changing.
I didn't notice anything like that.
Do you notice
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Hopefully you could call back. So I always wonder that. Like, I think I've talked to you guys about this before. Like, I take my husband on with me everywhere, right? So, like, we went to the Bahamas. I made video visits 2 a day throughout the whole thing. And I was able to show him, like, being in the water with me, being on the boat, being on the islands and stuff like that. And I think, like, does it hurt them more than it helps them? So when you listen to these stories, you're like, for the holidays, you try to do the most, right? I know a lot of the wives do. They make an effort to make visits, to make video visits, to send things like, whatever, the little bit that we can do, we try to do. But like, because they're getting that extra attention and they know what's going on out here during that time, like how they feel. That's why I ask him that. I'll have to ask him when he comes, nephew. My nephew asked, did you have to endure a Supermax with the SHU program? It's a 23-hour lockdown program for certain facilities. Yeah, that's what it is, Alex. That's exactly what it is. And he did that in Arizona. He did that in New Mexico. And he did that here, too, at the beginning. Well, it wasn't Supermax, but they had him in close custody. And then he was able to work his way out of that. But that's what he's talking about when he says he does that. He did that for 18 years. Sorry, guys. It takes forever to answer for the call to go through.
You may start the conversation now.
Babe.
Yeah.
So my nephew said, did he have to endure a Supermax with the SHU program? It's a 23-hour lockdown program for certain facilities.
What?
What is Supermax? Explain Supermax.
Well, yeah, it's a SHU program where you're locked down. You're in solitary confinement. It's 23 and 1. But when we say 23 and 1, it's not always 23 and 1 every day. It could be 23 and 1 only 3 times a week, where we're slammed down the rest of the week, 24 hours a day. So, like in the majority of the places that I've been, we came out 3 times a week, like let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 1 hour and a shower. So you might do, 52 minutes at rec and 8 minutes in the shower. That was your rec for that day. So you're locked down. You're fully shackled up everywhere you go, and escorted by 2 COs everywhere you go. Shower, rec, which is all within like 10, 15. No, I want to say 15 to 20 feet away from your cell.
My nephew said, I am repeatedly amazed and awestruck by his ability to endure. I've never been even to jail, so I couldn't imagine functioning in that environment. But he has a great sense of humor. And then Rogelio said, I'm ready for a beer.
We're all ready for a beer. But what I was saying, though, there are guys that get in their feelings and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Well, we try, like, in here, even in the Supermax, we try to do something together, like make a meal together. Those of us that were fortunate than others will put something together and then make like a meal and feed each other and stuff like that, to do something together like that.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool about you guys too, because one of the other wives that I talked to, she was showing me pictures with that they made her husband a cake for his birthday. What was it made out of, babe? Like Sprite and cookies, or I can't remember what it was, but it looked like a cake with frosting and cookies on top of it.
Yeah.
Do you remember we were talking about that?
Yeah.
So what was it made out of?
I don't know what that person's cake was made out of.
I told you what it was, and you were like, yeah, we do that with Sprite and something else to make it fluff up.
I mean, you can use any kind of soda pop because of the carbonated stuff, but different people use different ingredients. I don't know.
What do you use then?
Stuff with.
What do you use?
We use cookies. We use cookies, oatmeal cream pies, honey buns. I mean, it's a wide range of different things.
And you just add pop to it, and it makes it puff up like a cake.
No, that's what you're adding that to either like your frostings, or you're adding that to your dough.
Okay, I can't remember what she said, because she told me.
Yeah, because different. You gotta understand different prisons, and prisoners. Different prisons allow certain things that other prisons don't. So, like, some prisoners have access to a hot pot or a stinger. These are legal things. If not, then we make a stinger, which is illegal, where we use a piece of a cord, some nail clippers, or some kind of piece of metal. We pop it in the water to boil up water. We're dealing with all electricity stuff. In Colorado, you got fucking microwaves. You know what I mean? So you use the microwave to cook up a lot of different stuff. So you're using many different methods of ways to cook food and stuff. So not every place is the same.
Okay, but anyways, I thought it was cool that they make each other cakes and stuff like that for their birthdays. Like, they try to do what they can in there. You know, even like, I think when we were talking about it, babe, I think it was you, wasn't it? Where all the guys around you made you a card and everybody signed it
Yeah,
and wrote like something to you in there?
yeah, I got some cards that a bunch of the homies signed. You know, they made me cards and signed it. Said they want to make a meal.
So have you talked to anybody that does take the holidays really hard, that can't get out of their feelings and struggle? Or do you all you guys just sit there and just don't say nothing and cry in your sleep by yourself?
There's different guys. They probably go, have their reasons why they go through what they do. I'd ask some, but like everybody just went to dinner, so there's nobody around right now.
Hmm.
But I mean, different people have different reasons why different things bother them or something. But like for me, like I said, like I try not to get caught up in that whole thing. I never want the administration to be able to use anything against me to try to hurt me or nothing like that. So I try to never get used to those things that we can or can't have. Plus, I've been locked down and restricted for so many years and sent out of state far away where I had limited contact with family or friends or whoever. So I never got used to those type of things or allow myself to try to like dwell on those things. But that's just me. That's not everybody. So, you know what I mean? What I do is different from what other people do. But we try to encompass this warrior mentality in here to survive. So that's the way we survive. And I don't mean just physically, but I'm talking about mentally and emotionally and stuff like that. Prison is about survival.
My nephew's asking you about philosophy. He's like, how deep does philosophy go? Are there Marxists and anti-capitalist? Is there political discourse? So do you guys talk about all that stuff in there like that?
What's that?
Political stuff.
I mean, yeah, we discuss different things like that. But there's certain things that like religion. We can talk about politics and religion, but you let people know that if they open that door, they got to deal with what's going to come with it. Because some people get in their feelings about stuff, so you let them know in the door. Because people get all sad about religion and politics in the joint. But yeah, we discuss all that type of stuff. Because working out is something that you do physically, but reading and studying and tightening up in your brain, that's something that we do mentally. So that's what we do.
So you'd have to talk to him about that, nephew. Because I think you guys would get into some good discussions about that, because he likes to talk about stuff like that too. But you're not supposed to talk about politics and religion with other people, because you can never agree. I
don't know about out there, but in here, it's not like it's something that's taboo, but you just let people know, because some people get in their feelings, just like out there, they get in their feelings. But in prison, things are taken to the extreme, to a whole nother level. So people get into fights and violence for different stuff. People get all hurt over dumb stuff. So
well, I know people say that out here too. Don't talk about politics and religion, because those are two big things that people will have like really big views on and go either way, and it starts problems.
Yeah.
Damn, who's talking on the phone next to you? I could hear his whole conversation.
Yeah.
Like, is he on the phone with us, or are you on the phone with us?
No, that's how it is. It's someone right next to me.
So I guess that's yelling, huh, baby?
I guess, or that's just how they culturally talk.
I'm just making fun of you, because I tell him I'm like, you yelled at me, and he's like, I did not yell at you. And I'm like, yeah, you got like a stern, aggressive voice with me, and to me that's yelling, but the guy I could hear there, he sounds like he's loud.
That's something different, though. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving you shit because we talk about that. We talk about the whole yelling thing. You're like, you can't hear nobody on the phone next to me because we don't yell in here like that. But you could hear that dude
right in
clear as
front of
day.
each other.
Clear as day.
Huh?
I said clear as day.
Oh, yeah.
So I think like sometimes with the holidays, babe, like for my end, like I do get sad without you here. You know what I mean? Like Christmas parties and stuff, like everybody's like, where's your husband at? Or, I wish your husband was here. Or you see the other family members with their spouses and stuff, and it just makes me miss you a little bit more.
Well, I'll try not to think of those things. Who knows? Hold on, let me ask somebody something.
Let me ask. Hey, Brandy. How do you feel about holidays, Brandy?
Babe,
What?
here's Uno. Ask him here. Hello?
Hey, Uno. So I was just I'm good, and yourself?
Say it again?
I said I'm good, and yourself?
I could be better.
Could you? Is your arm still hurting you?
Yeah. No, I hurt my shoulder yesterday and they sent me to the ER.
Oh, the shoulder. He was telling me about that earlier. He said he felt bad because they didn't go to breakfast with you. And you struggled. How do you feel about the holidays? Like, is it harder for you being in there during the holidays, or do you kind of just try not to think about it?
I hate them. And I only hate them because, not just because I've been in prison, but a majority of my life, I've never had my family to celebrate those things with. So when they come, and they go, and they're gone. See?
So are you like my husband? You kind of try not to think about it and just go about it like it's another day?
Yeah, for sure.
Is there any times that it makes it harder? Like, do you get visits or like video visits so you could see what's going on?
That does, yeah, too. Especially when it's been people I haven't seen for a long time.
Yeah, because I was asking my husband about that because I think sometimes like it's hard for us out here being without him or being without, you guys being there and us being here. And like it's a different kind of pain for us. But like we wanted to know like how the pain was for you guys, like how you deal with it. If you don't deal with it or if you deal with it, like do you see other people struggling?
Oh, for sure. Like for me individually, because a lot of those, since I've been incarcerated this time, a lot of those, like the major holidays, I've been in ADSEC for. So I'm by myself anyway. So I'm just like, whatever. It's just another day. So the couple that I've spent at a yard, I'm just like, everybody's always like, hey, what do you want to cook? What do you want to do with this, that? And I'm just like, I don't even care about it.
You kind of like shut down?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm senseless to it now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, you know how my husband describes things and talks, so it makes a lot of sense to me anyways.
Yeah, for sure. It shouldn't be that way. Yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah, I almost wonder, like, sometimes is it harder when you do get visits and you do know what's going on versus not getting visits and not know what's going on with the family as far, as like parties that they're having for Christmas or Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? Like what you don't know don't hurt you type stuff.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten any visits during like the holidays. I have two daughters, and I seen them for the first time when one of them turned 13 and the other one turned 14. And they were 2 and 3 when I left. And it was just a surreal moment for me. Like, because
I've been in prison 11 and a half years. This year I turned 32. And it's just like, sometimes I feel like it's not real. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've been trapped in this life for so long.
Have you guys ever really sat in there and talked about that? Like, have you talked to my husband about that?
Sometimes we'll talk about that stuff, but when it comes to like sensitive stuff that you're asking me, we really don't talk about things like that. And I really don't talk about it unless I'm asked. I have nothing to hide. But that's one thing that I'm trying to change, even while I'm in here in prison now. It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
Especially the experiences I've had here in the Colorado Department of Corrections. I want to change because people shouldn't have to go through those kind of things that I went through.
So the reason why I ask you that is because we went through similar things. Like if you sit down and talk to him about that, especially with the kid thing, I don't know how much you know about our daughter, but he didn't get to see her or touch her until she was 15. So, I mean,
last part again? I didn't hear the last part.
He didn't get to actually physically touch her until she was 15.
Oh, okay.
So like when we had her and she was a baby, he was behind glass the whole time. So he's seen her, but behind glass. So he didn't get to touch her until he made it here to Colorado and she was 15. That was the first time ever that he got to touch her.
For sure.
So, I mean, like a lot of you guys have the same story and like I think you guys would be able to help each other if you actually talk to each other. I'm not saying everybody because I know that you can't tell everybody certain things, but like as far as you guys being friends and close to certain people, like that would probably help you guys to get through like times like this too.
Yeah.
But I know it's hard because you guys are men.
When after I found out about my cousin, Adrian's other brother.
Yeah, he told me.
Passed away last month. It just broke me. I don't even care about nothing anymore. I know it's not something that's positive to hear, but it's the truth.
I think too, you guys don't have access to a lot of stuff in there, but I think if you guys talk to each other about it and shared your experiences, that would probably help you guys. But that's just my opinion.
And that's one of my things is, yeah, we all stress in here. We all deal with the stress differently. And for me, I use physical activity, and that's how I ended up hurting myself. Because I overstress my body because I work out 3-4 times a day, and I don't give myself a rest. And then yesterday when I fell, that's all it took. Because my body was just so overstressed.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, for sure. But I'll talk to him about it because I definitely knew how it felt when I first seen my daughters after 10 years because they were just little girls. Oh, they still are.
Yeah, they went from babies to teenagers. My husband says it's like blinking his eyes, and our daughter went from a baby to a teenager. You know what I mean? By the time he was able to touch her. But I think that's something that, just that you guys are close and stuff can talk about. Because I know he won't talk about that with most people. Like you have to be close to him. Like he has to have some kind of connection with you to even say anything personal like that.
Yeah, it's when it comes to like my family. And
you have 1 minute left.
It's real hard. Oh, there's 1 minute. I'm gonna see if he's gonna come talk to her. He's gonna call back.
Okay.
Hey, you gonna call back? Yeah, 1 minute.
Hey, there's a little line, so just saying, I'll call as soon as the spot opens.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you.
He said thank you.
I feel like Dr. Phillette. Or Phyllis, or however you want to call it. I love you, babe.
He's all crippled right now. keep grabbing him by the shoulder, and that's where it hurts.
I know, that's what he said. I said your arm, and he started laughing. He goes, my shoulder. It's like arm, shoulder, it's all the same.
Instead of sling, when I called him to the phone right now, I had pulled him by the shoulder, and he's all going to the ground, literally.
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
My husband's a bully. My nephew said, is there at least a little lightheartedness and humor and jokes that passes time, or is it mostly an intense environment and serious? So I know with certain people, nephew, my husband will joke with them. But it's very select few. He doesn't mess with a lot of people, but they do mess around with each other. He's like, I wish I could videotape our conversations because they clown on each other and they laugh. But that's only with certain people. So the other times, like everything's intense there. And you know what I mean? Like he always says he's the bully of bullies. Thanks to this gentleman for giving us his time and perspective. So valuable and interesting. Hello, Brandy. So cool, Auntie. You built this community. Does he draw? I don't know if he draws Petunia. I'll have to ask. But it's sad to hear their stories in there because a lot of guys have that same background. You know what I mean? Like they have families where they don't celebrate or they didn't do stuff together or they did and they're just forgot about in there. So, it's kind of sad. The ones that do have families that are actively there and that care, they're lucky, but there's not a whole lot of them like that. Like, on Visit, I've seen a few. In Visit, it's always the same people. It's always the same ones, you know what I mean? Over and over again. So you see the same wives, you see the same parents, the same siblings over and over again. And there's not, you know what I mean? If you look at in the facility, there's like, I think at the facility my husband's at, there's like 960 men in the facility, and there's like maybe 30 people at Visit. Out of 960, only 30 guys get visits every weekend. You know what I mean? Like that sucks. And then you think about them for the holidays, like they just get forgot about all the other times. So they're not thought about during the holidays either. So they got to try to make it in there. Like he was saying, like, some guys will ask him, what are we going to cook? That's their thing, is to put their food together and make special meals for certain times where they know they all do that for their birthdays. They do that, for some of the holidays. And it sucks. And then you think about, our side where we're there, we get to see them. And sometimes if we can't see them, because like, for example, if it snows, I can't go see my husband. I went 2 weekends ago and it snowed and I was literally in tears all the way home because the roads were so bad. And I was surrounded by semis everywhere and everybody was sliding all over the road. And I had like a 3-hour drive that turned into like a 5-hour drive. You know what I mean? So like on snow, when it snows like that, like a lot of people can't make it out there. And that's the holidays now, like Thanksgiving out here, it's snowing. Christmas, it's snowing. So that makes it hard too for some of the families that are loyal visitors and stuff like that. But I do like to ask my husband those questions, like, does it hurt him more than it's helping him for me to show up on holidays or for me to make those video visits? Like, but I think he does a pretty good job as far as, not really dealing with that or thinking about it. Like he's in the moment with me when I'm there, and then he can switch that light, if you will, back on and go back to the prison mode, which is sad in itself. So are you guys looking forward to the holiday, nephew? What are you planning on doing? Roger, what are you doing? And then you got to think too, the days that the holidays don't fall on a visit day. So like the holiday falls on like a Monday or Tuesday, Like we could do video visits, but that's sad. I like the visits because I can go feed my husband, make sure he eats decently for the day. When did it start to snow? Yep, that's how it works. So it snowed last weekend, Petunia, and it was supposed to be in the mountains, right? So my husband's far east, and the mountains are west. So they were talking about it's gonna snow. We'll have light snow in Denver. That's it. So I'm going east, and I'm like, I'm cool. Like there's no issues. I'm east. There's no snow. So I start driving out. Once I hit I-70 going east, it is slick as shit out there. Like for the first, I'd say like 30 minutes, it was snowing. And I'm like, I'm hoping it's going to clear up. And then all of a sudden, like halfway there, once I hit Peoria, it was dry. Sunny, dry roads. Like it was weird. And then I get to the facility and see my husband. Then I come back thinking, it's 3:30. The way Colorado works is bipolar weather. So it can snow in the morning. Then by the afternoon, it's dried up and there's nothing. So I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. I should have took I-25, but I took I-70 coming back. And that's the worst road to take. So coming back, again, a little bit before the spot where it stopped, it started going back. And then it was just horrible. Like there was cars spun out everywhere. There was semi spun out, and I'm like panicking, and I slide a little bit, start freaking out. I started crying because I do not like driving in the snow, like not in the snow like that with semis, because here, I'm sure it's like that anywhere it snows, but here when the semis slide, they'll take everybody out sideways, in front of them, around them. I'm surrounded by semis on what I'm feeling is like an ice rink. You know what I mean? I've never in my life had to drive with my hazards on. I had to drive with my hazards on. It was just a mess. It was scary. I did not like it. And my husband got upset too. He's like, I'd rather you stay home and be safe. But it's like, I want to go see him. So that's what I'm worried about with the holidays now. To make a long story short, I guess. It just sucks because it did snow pretty bad. And he's so far, like. And even if I went and stayed with you, nephew, like it's still from where my nephew's at to where my husband's at, still like a 50-minute drive. And then it's all like country road and like nothingness. You know what I mean? So like in the main towns, there's buildings for like downtown, big buildings that help, the snow not fall on the road so much. And out there, it's like nothing. So the snow comes down, piles up, and gets crazy. Super excited for Christmas. The boys will decorate the tree, and I have the days off to be home for opening presents. We watch Star Wars in the wintertime. I don't know why. Yeah, I thought you were going to say Grinch. We just watched Grinch with the boys the other day. You got to watch the Christmas movies with them. So have you ever talked to your uncle about that, nephew? About how he feels during the holidays? I know you don't get to talk to him all that much. But have you ever asked him like how he feels or how he deals with it? And it's not snowing now, Petunia. Like it stopped, but when it comes here, it comes fast and it comes a lot. So you never know, you know what I mean? Like sometimes they'll say, oh, it's just going to sprinkle or it's just going to snow a little bit and then we'll get a blizzard. Or sometimes they'll say we're going to get a blizzard and it's not a blizzard. So you never know. If you want to maximize visiting days, you're always welcome to stay the weekend. I know, nephew. That's what I was telling my husband. I was like, I loved being there with the boys. So this weekend I got to go see my husband Friday, and my nephew lives close by. So I stood the night there and went and see my husband on Saturday. And that was nice to get away and then to be able to be with family, spend time with my nephew and my little nephews, to eat dinner and talk to them. And you know what I mean? Just spend time with them. It's not always that easy though. I work 2 jobs, as everybody knows, so it's like hard trying to get the day off from both of them. You know what I mean? So when I could do it, I can do it. When I can't, I can't. I think that's what I'm planning on doing for the holidays, nephew. I think I'm gonna go down there, because I'm hoping. I'm not sure yet. New Year or Christmas Eve and Christmas Day land on Saturday and Sunday this year. So if they let me see it, I can't see him Saturday and Sunday, but I can see him Friday and Saturday or Friday and Sunday. So we'll see what happens because I know he wants me to go down there on Christmas Day. So I'm going to try to do that. I'll let you know ahead of time though. But like for everybody else, like if you do have a loved one that's locked up, even the simplest thing as sending them mail, a JPay, like that goes a long ways for them. You know what I mean? Like they, even if like JPays aren't nothing, they're like 30 cents. Send them a meme every day for a week. That's 5 little stamps. I think it's like $2 for seven, consider 7 letters, which would be 7 pictures. And that's $2. So like consider doing that for them. I know for my husband, it means a lot to get mail. Like he likes to get mail every day, even if it's just something simple. So even on days where I don't need to send, like I don't have pictures or nothing to send him, I'll find memes and send them to him. Like it means a lot to them. Like you'd be surprised on how much it does. And you think about out here, we know that the suicide rate and depression is high during the holiday seasons for people. We see that on the news all the time. It's even worse in there. Like my husband's a different breed because he's been doing this for so long. He knows how to, put his feelings away, not deal with them, which is still not the healthiest thing or the best thing for him. But a lot of the guys don't. They don't know how to do that. So even just that little JPay for the holidays means everything to them. I've never asked, but seems pretty hardened. It makes me sad, but that's the environment they're in. It's the little things for him I've learned. Yeah. Listening to my husband talk, the little things mean everything. You know what I mean? And it's like just as simple as the JPay is everything to him. I don't like asking for help for anything at all. And so when I do have to reach out and ask for help with certain things, that means everything to me. Recently, I had to do that for my husband's TV. So he can get a TV because his TV's jacked up. Hopefully, we're waiting to see what happens with that. But we're hoping he gets it Wednesday. We're not sure yet what's going on with that. So I'll let you guys know when that happens because I am going to put a post out there for the people that did help him to get that TV. Which, Rogelio, you're one of them, and I appreciate you, which you already know more than anything because you're always there for my husband when he needs something. And it's appreciated because I try to do everything I can, you know what I mean? But there's sometimes I just can't. Like, I can't. Do you use JPay app to send things to your husband? Yeah. So JPay is pretty cool. Like you could send pictures on there. You can send an email. Hopefully they're saying that they're going to keep JPay, I think. I don't know. Brandy, are you still on here? So from what I understand, they're going to keep JPay for a while, but we'll see what happens once they get the tablets. Once they get the tablets, I know at that point we could send them text messages on there or their e-messages or I don't know. They're some kind of messages. The video visits are on there. They can call from there. So like this, with us having to wait for him to call back and talk, like we won't have to do that once he gets his tablet. So if for each facility, they're saying something different, but for our facility, they're saying they're trying to get them by next month. The other facility that I run the page for, they're telling them at the beginning of next year. So we're thinking like January, February-ish. But, we take that with a grain of salt because they're always saying that. It was supposed to be a seamless move in September from GTL to Securus, and everybody's seeing that we had to wait until October. Then they were saying that they were going to credit the guys back for all the money we spent in September. We're still waiting on that. They owe my husband like $50 from that, We haven't heard nothing. Then they said the video visits would be back by, I want to say by mid-October, or was September? No, because we moved in October. So it was October, mid-October. And they still don't have it. Now everybody's complaining because the calls, after about 7, 8 o'clock, the calls start messing up really bad too. So now they're telling us, they're going to have some tablets to where everybody can use them to have video visits by Thanksgiving. So I'm not going to hold my breath for that one, but it would be nice, because I was doing 2 visits a day with my husband every day. But we'll see how that works out, because right now they only have one facility located on there. So I'm kind of worried about the holidays this year just because of that. You know what I mean? The little things that they're doing. The video visits are a big thing for them too, for the ones that actually were getting them. And like for the families that are out of state, like, as you guys know, my husband's not from here. So his only family here is me and his daughter. Everybody else is in Arizona. So, if his aunt or somebody wanted to see him, they have to wait for video visits. And we don't have that right now. How careful do you have to be to send images? Like a picture of people, okay? I've seen pictures denied because of a label on a beer bottle, shaking my head. I've never seen that. I've sent my husband some stuff. The only thing I've seen that they deny is like nudity. So like if I was to send him a picture that showed private parts, we'd get in trouble. But not for beer bottles. Like I've sent him pictures of Taya flipping off the camera. I try not to send him pictures like that though, but I have sent him pictures where we were at the bar drinking, me and my friends and stuff like that. But I've never got them denied for anything like that. It's really nudity is the thing that they're on. So like, obviously you can't send a dick picture or a titty picture because they'll deny it. But you could be creative. You know what I'm saying? Not that you need to know that, because you're saying your uncle shit, but you get what I'm saying. Were you denied for a beer bottle, nephew? I'm going to have to look at my pictures. I honestly only have been denied for nudity stuff. I don't know about anything else outside of that. So I guess I'll give my husband a few more minutes to try to call back and talk to him. And see what he says. See if he can call back. I get sidetracked and distracted. But holidays are hard. Holidays, everybody takes it differently. I would just suggest for anybody that's on here, again, just to even do something simple like sending your loved one a JPay for the holiday. You know what I mean? Something that little can go a long ways for them. And a lot of the people in there are forgotten about, which is sad. So like there's a few of my husband's friends that, his best friend and stuff, I'll send JPays to them just to, from my husband and myself. So I did that for him for like birthdays and stuff too. Because him and his best friend were split up and moved to different facilities. So they're not together anymore.
Start the conversation now.
Hey, man.
Hey, love.
That's just big dude who beat me the last time on the chessboard. So while we're sitting here waiting, I beat him 2 in a row. Beat me. Boom, bam, knocked him out.
Is he the one that slaughtered you?
What, baby?
Is he the one that slaughtered you the other day? But I thought that was Domino's.
What?
Is the phone messing up?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What'd you say?
Oh, your dad was? Maybe they were just fucking with you guys because I've never seen that. Babe, have you ever heard of a JPay being denied for a beer label?
What's being denied?
A JPay.
Oh yeah. Sometimes depending on where it's at or whatever, they could do it for being. I think somebody when I was in Lyman, they got. I think they had champagne glasses, or they had something that had to do with liquor, and they denied it.
So that trips me out because I've sent you a bunch of pictures of me and the girls out with a table full of drinks. You know what I
No,
mean?
you didn't. So I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, it's crazy.
But there weren't labels, so you can't tell what kind of drinks they were.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but yes, they do be tripping, and they be acting dumb for dumb stuff sometimes.
My nephew said, these guys are ready for their bedtime routine. I love you, Auntie. Tell Greyhound I said hello. Hope he's doing well as always. And I'll catch you on the next one. Good night.
Good night, Thomas and Alexander.
Give the babies kisses for us. Good night, nephew.
Hey, he needs to know Thierry.
Did you hear what Uno was saying to me?
What, baby?
Did you hear anything Uno was saying, or were you not paying attention?
What, that Uno?
Yeah.
You said that what Uno said?
Yes.
No, I was sitting at the table. He was on the phone.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it later, I guess. All right, so are you ready to say goodnight? Because the phones are messing up. So this is a lot of the technical problems. Hopefully when they get their tablets, this will go away. But I think we're going to go ahead and say goodnight.
Good night. I heard night, so I know she said good night, so I'm saying good night. Hope everybody has a good time. Appreciate it. Married life is.
Good night, everybody.